started writing the new album years and years ago. Well, years, yeah, approximately 2 years ago. I think the album was finished a year ago, and we started recording the album a year ago.
Yeah.
Took us a while though. Before we started writing, I think we spent nights and nights just talking about what kind of stuff we wanted to come up with. We were kind of done with the entire metalcore stigma and the negative thing to it.
Well, I think it's also like, you know, you have like a particular type of sound, and we sort of listened to bands that were going on when we started the band, and we were really influenced by those bands.
Yeah.
But then we also felt like, you know, some of that genre, that whole metalcore thing sort of felt stale after a while, and you know, you always want to try new things as a band, and we felt like, all right, we can just continue on this path and do the exact same thing, or maybe, you know, experiment a little and see what else we can do with our sound. And we thought, you know, that's like a bigger risk, but hopefully also like a bigger payoff, because that way you can, you know, sort of shape the sound of your band and not just do what other people are doing within the genre.
Yeah.
So I guess that started like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Just like brainstorming, and then the actual writing started like a year ago. Was like really varied, really different type of riffs, different type of sounds, and then, you know, throwing away 90% of it, just keeping the stuff that works. And then after a while you sort of get this vibe of, all right, I'm starting to see the direction that this album is going, so it sort of flowed naturally.
I think in the previous albums we wrote songs, we were like thinking of like technical elements that would work for the song as a whole, and now we really focused on like, this is such a good riff, or this is such a good vocal line, and work from there.
Yeah.
Not just like feeling the need to like fill in the song with special elements that would, like, work for...
Yeah, just add stuff to add it. Like, all right, we can just put a breakdown here, we can just do this here, and just keep adding. No, what does the song really need? That was the whole thing. Like, just do bare bones, what does it need, and just stick to that.
The themes of our new album are still very varied. There are a few like personal songs, but also a lot of songs that criticizes, I think, society as it is right now. It really is about like becoming blinder for like the real problems in the world, and that's especially because of like the media showing us this picture perfect life and spoon feeding us with all these awful
like images.
Yeah, and we become blind for like the real problems in the world, and I think the sick, dumb, and happy really refers to that type of person. Yeah,
the type of person that just like is comfortable with where he or she is and just doesn't look around, doesn't look at like the real problems in the world, and it's just after like, you know, quick satisfaction. Like, what do I need now, without any consideration for other people or like the bigger picture, and just being okay with that. I think that's something that's really, you know, a problem with society in general. I think what really, I mean, at the end of the day, when you write an album and you write lyrics, it's a reflection of what you're feeling in that moment. And I think I remember just like being really frustrated with like a lot of political developments over the last years, and, you know, being frustrated with what you see around you, and then that just, once you start writing lyrics, it just flows out like that.
Yes.
It's a really angry record.
It's an angry
most
record,
of it.
Yeah, people becoming dumber, but also like companies who abuse that situation and really are there for their own commercial purposes.
Yeah, so it's like a cycle. Like you have like consumers which are willing to not think and just like not look at the world for what it is, and then companies just like brazenly like exploiting that for their own like financial gains, and you get this weird system where, you know, like real actual problems are being completely ignored. And it's not everyone, but it's like a big part of this, you know, our modern Western civilization. I think that's what the sick, dumb, and happy is.
What our listeners can expect from the new music, it's super different. And at first we really want to stress that give the album a chance. Musically it's very heavy, but it's in a way it's more simple the song structures as all.
Yeah, the songs are,
Yeah.
you know, they're supposed to be songs and not
Yeah.
just like a collection of random things.
Yeah.
But also, I think, you know, touching on that, Give It a Chance, it's like it's the same people that have written this album, and I think I still love our previous material. You know, you wrote it yourself and you get a special bond with it. I'm absolutely certain that if you give this new material a chance, even though like on its face value it sounds different, I still think it has the same energy. We still touch upon like a melodic side, so it's not just like, it's a lot of heavy riffing, but it also has melody. But it's just like the sound is, I guess, repackaged. We sort of tried to reinvent it. And I'm certain that if you give it a chance, you'll see, you know, it sort of grows from where we're coming from, but it's just a different take on it.
Yeah.